I am Chris O'Connor with Fabric Gems Boutique, and I'm excited to be here this morning because last week we showed you some fabrics, and what I had mentioned is we were going to talk about Moda and a special day that's coming up in September. So I'm very excited to share this with you, but while everybody's getting on, I'm going to tell you that yes, it's still hot in Texas. Now, we are cooling down a bit. Last week, I think it was 109, and in my car, I took a picture. It said 111. Whoo, doggy, is that hot? Super hot. Texas, 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 right? Go big or stay home is what they say. And this week, today, I think we're going to make it to 103. So we're on the downtrend. And hopefully by September, we'll be in the 90s. I know for some of you, you're thinking that's like a massive heat wave. And then hopefully we'll cool down even into the 80s because many of you, if you live in Texas or have lived in Texas, you know we really only have two seasons, and that's cold or hot. There's not a lot of in between like so many other states. I've lived all over the United States and grew up in the Midwest in Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio. We had our seasons, but Texas is a little bit different. I am super excited to talk to you today about Moda. And actually, my rep is coming to visit me tomorrow. I can't wait to see what she's gonna show me, the new items, and they will probably not be delivered until the first part of the year, the end of the year, December, January, February. But I get a sneak peek of what's coming out, and I can't wait to show you. But before I get started about my Moda mail that I receive, yesterday, I was so excited because I wasn't expecting these. I forgot they were back ordered, and I always forget when things are back ordered. But I got charm packs and layer cakes. And this is Lighthearted by Camille Rascali, and it's so pretty. It is lighthearted. Floral. So this is the charm pack, and that's going to retail for $11.99. And then these are my layer cakes. Look how pretty that is. And these will retail for $47.99. So you can see at the bottom of my screen, you can go to etsy.com/shop/fabric gems boutique. And they should be up there hopefully by this weekend. I'll have enough time to get them uploaded and implemented so you can start shopping and get them home for you. But every month I receive, some kind of decorative box in the mail from Moda. Okay. Now, how many of you receive subscription boxes? I bet a lot of you do. Um, or maybe you've thought about doing it. Well, here in a few months, I'm going to be releasing my own subscription box. So keep posted, and I'll have links and all kinds of goodies. I'm going to have a big giveaway. So I hope you join me. But in this box, it's so fun to open. I don't know about you, but it's like getting Christmas every month. But there's usually all kinds of goodies inside of here for me. Usually there's these small little, and this one is strawberry lemonade, and projects that you can make with strawberry lemonade. Of course, you can get them in larger sizes too. Um, it's the mini charm pillow, which that's what this is. This is called the mini charm pack. I don't carry a lot of those, but I can start. But you have to let me know if you want to receive them. But here's some of the projects that you can make with strawberry lemonade, cutting and preparation, and you can make some fun things. If you would like this, I can make a copy of it and send it to you. They've got helpful links. They've got how to applique, how to make an envelope pillow back, and how to make a zipper pillow back. And there are videos online that you can watch. So uh, if you're unsure of how to do this, then come on and send me a message and say, hey, I want that strawberry lemonade mini charm pillow or table mat. Now, the other thing that's in here are some patterns. And we're going to talk a little bit about these patterns here in just a minute. But what this box was really all about was Project Jelly Roll 2023. Now, what is a jelly roll? I know most of you probably know what a jelly roll is, but I was at the Plano quilting conference a couple weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago. And I asked a lot of the vendors, "Do you know what jelly roll is?" And I was amazed at how many had no idea and never heard of it. So, if you are a quilter, you probably already know what a jelly roll is. But a jelly roll is an item. This one happens to be from Moda. Comes in, it's 2.5 inches wide, and then usually the length is how wide the fabric is. So if it's 44, 42, usually it runs about 42. So it's a 2.5 by 42-inch length of fabric. And this one is an older one from Moda. It's called Color Theory, and it's just solid colors of blue, greens, white, I wouldn't say there are any yellows in here, but it's more, these are like add-on items that you can add to your quilts in different areas, or you can create quilts out of these. And I know lots of you have these at home, but I wanted to give you some tips and tricks about jelly rolls. Now, other markets like Riley Blake, they have the same thing, but they call them roly-polies because Moda started this back in 2006, calling them jelly rolls. Uh, the other one that I have is from Benartex, and they call them stripies. So each manufacturer has their own name for them, but they're basically the same. They're about a 2.5 inch wide strip of fabric, the length of the fabric, so 42 usually. Now, I wanted to talk about, I found an article on Moda about pre-cuts and pre-washing. How many of you wash your fabrics? Okay, I was taught that many, many years ago, before you even start sewing, you wash your fabric, right? Because you want to get all the chemicals out, you want it to shrink, and you want, when the person wears it or you create it or you wash it, you don't want it to shrink. So you take care of all that shrinking and getting rid of all the things. But many people never wash their uh, pre-cuts. Now, do you have to? Hmm. I've read things where yes, absolutely. Others say no, don't worry about it. I kind of fall kind of in the middle. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. What about you? Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But sometimes we don't even know how to take care of these, pre-wash them. So they had an article on their website about it, and I thought I'd share a couple tips with you. So I've got my notes right here. So usually when you pre-wash something, obviously you're getting, a big old mess inside your washing machine and your dryer. So many of you may already know this, but for us newbies, mesh bags. Mesh bags, of course, this is a large one. And this one doesn't have as big holes. I've got a different mesh bag here that I use quite often, as you can tell, but it has bigger holes. Now, with your um, jelly rolls, I would probably recommend something with a finer mesh just to keep the mess. Now, you can throw them and don't pack them, like have some space in here, but you can throw your whole jelly roll in here. Of course, you want to untie this, but throw your whole jelly roll in here. And when you wash it, make sure that you put it on the uh, gentle cycle. You don't want it like to get beat up or anything, because some washers can really beat things up. So you just want a gentle cycle. So by using the gentle cycle in just enough water to spin and remove the excess water, you don't want to go crazy with it. Now, many of you, I just learned about this, and you would have thought I would have known about this a long, long time ago. And I don't remember what I was watching, but maybe all of you know this, a color catcher. I wish I'd known this a long time ago because I keep this in my laundry now and I throw it in all the time because this catches all that dye in the water instead of all that dye going on your other clothes or other parts. So this picks up all the excess and keeps the water nice and clean. What do they look like? They feel like paper actually. And I just throw the whole thing in, and you can kind of hear it's kind of like a crinkly paper, but it absorbs all that extra dye so you don't ruin any of your fabric. So when you throw your jelly roll in the washer, throw one of those in. There's probably many different name brands. I just happen to come on Shout brand, and it doesn't. I don't know that it matters. Maybe some of you can recommend what works better, but I was amazed. I threw one in just for giggles and grins to see what would happen to my other laundry, and I couldn't believe how much came out of it. And a lot of these clothes have already been washed, I don't know, several times. So it's a great little tool to have in your laundry room. But I throw one of those in, and then let's see, where was I? You always leave your pre-cuts in your bag. Don't take them out. So then you throw them in your dryer. Now, why would you do that? Because all that lint and all that other crap is going to go crazy, but at least it'll be caught inside the bag and it'll be easier to remove and clean up. Because let's face it, it's a messy, messy job, right? Crafting, sewing, it's a messy job. There's always some mess that's going to be created. And, the pinking edges, they'll fray to a minimum. If you were to cut your own, you would have twice the amount, right? But there is going to be a little bit of shrinkage, but you want a little bit of shrinkage. And they say that the width will stay the same at 2.5 inches, but the 42-inch length of the strip might shrink as much as 1 inch. So take that into consideration. I'll say that again. The width will stay the same at 2.5 inches or 1.5 inches, depending on how wide your roly-poly or jelly roll is. But the 42-inch length of the strip may shrink as much as 1 inch. So take that into consideration when you're making your project. Now, they also had something, Betsy Kuchichin. I apologize for butchering your name, Betsy, but she has a great trick for jelly roll strips that removes most of the lint, shrinks the strips a bit, and gets them ready to use. She unrolls the jelly rolls. Yes, there will be lint. Anytime you unroll a jelly roll, you're going to have lint. I have a little side vacuum that I use because I have lint all over the place, fabric lint, and puts the strips in the dryer. She just goes directly to the dryer. Using high heat, run the dryer for about 6 to 8 minutes. Then you'll open it up, clean the lint filter, and repeat. She recommends 3 cycles to do it that way. High heat, 6 to 8 minutes, clean the filter, 6 to 8 minutes, clean the filter, 6 to 8 minutes. The strips come out of the dryer as though they had been pressed, and they are not in a wad. I haven't tried it, but I'm excited to try it. What about you? Tell me in the comments if you've done that or you tried it. I just think that's phenomenal. Now, those are the 2 tips that I wanted to share with you today. How to pre-wash your pre-cuts. Remember, a mesh bag, washer, then dryer, or completely unfold, throw them in the dryer, 6 to 8 minutes on high heat, clean the lint filter, 6 to 8 minutes on high heat, clean the lint filter, and do it a 3rd time. I can't wait to try that, and I'll let you know how it turns out for me. But I wanted to share a couple projects. So I know that I talk about jelly rolls today, and I forgot the most important thing. Moda celebrates Jelly Roll Day in September 16th. It's always the 3rd Saturday. So this year, lots of quilting venues and people who have brick and mortars and people come in. They're having all kinds of classes, and it's all about the jelly rolls. So they're going to make all the projects in jelly rolls. Now, they send us projects to do, and they send us directions and patterns and everything else. So here on this particular one, 4x4 pillows. So you can make 4 different styles of pillows. Now, how many of you have jelly rolls or stripies or roly-polies at home that you haven't used yet, but you can make pillows with them? And they give you the complete directions. And what they can look like. Now, of course, they're showing it with their uh, st- uh, jelly rolls, and they're showing it with the strawberry lemonade. But you can choose any colors, any jelly roll you have, any stripey you have, and create these 4 pillows. And if you would like these directions, again, message me. I'm happy to share them. Now, this one they call Pocket Change, and it's a pattern by Moda, and you can create a quilt. It's a 56 by 72 quilt. It gives you all the things you need: 1 jelly roll, 1 1/8 yards of dark accent, 1 1/8 yards of light accent, 5H binding, and 3 3/4 yards backing. So again, here is the pattern with the directions inside and what to do. And with some of the products that they sell, if you like those patterns, or use your own. It's totally up to you. But I wanted to share with you a little bit about and a couple tips about pre-washing your pre-cuts and how important it is, or may not be important. I would love to hear your comments because honestly, everybody has their own way to do things, and that's the benefit of quilting and sewing, is what works best for you is what you need to do. So that was my message for you today, all about Moda and all about Project Jelly Roll on September 16th. And that's here in just a few weeks. So get ready. Let's create something with our jelly rolls that we have in our stash, or order some new ones. I have a few on my Etsy store. I don't have that many. I need to replenish that, but there are a few. I've got Color Theory, and I've got a few Riley Blakes, and would love to share them with you. And until next time, keep sewing, happy sewing, and enjoy and love what you do. Thanks so much.